I'm in a state of subversive joy. I'm in a state of feeling groovy. Now, if you're not familiar with the term feeling groovy, you've got to go back to the 1960s. In the 1960s, there was a kind of disruption of the status quo whereby the everyman was experiencing for the first time a return to the Dionysian impulses and a return to the body. The repression of the 1950s gave way to an ecstatic liberation mediated by psychotropic technologies, and there was an entire generation of young people who were discovering for the first time sex, drugs, and rock and roll. And eventually they developed their own idiom. They developed their own way of describing and discussing their lifestyle, the nature of their inner life, the collective interiority of what it means to turn on, tune in, and drop out. And the vernacular became a real swagger, a real way of like engaging in interpersonal relationships with fellow psychonauts. The beat poets had their own language, and one of the things they used to say, one of their shorthands and club passwords was, "Do you turn on?" And the other thing they used to say was, "Feeling groovy." Feeling groovy became a way to sort of measure the phenomenology, the phenomenological experience. Like, how are you feeling as you tune your consciousness? Because the real realization of the 60s, the remembering of the Dionysian impulse, of the ecstatic impulse, was that we had shamanic energies that we could learn to mediate, that we could learn to tune our bodies in ways that gave us access to God, that became portals to Godgasms. This is where music comes from. It's the Eleusinian mysteries. I mean, this is nothing new. And so this contemporary expression of the Dionysian impulse in the 60s, again, developed its own vernacular, and it was from here that the lyricism, that the poetry, that the music that was born of this era comes from, and what it speaks to, and what it testifies to. And I happen to love saying to people, feeling groovy. You know, Simon and Garfunkel, of course, had the song, but to feel groovy is really an expression of subversive joy. It's an expression of subversive joy, a joy that isn't permitted, a joy that isn't polite, a joy that isn't repressed, a joy that isn't inhibited in any way whatsoever. It's a subversive joy, a feral joy, an explosive joy, a non-quotidian joy that unsettles in its absurd and irresistible hilarity. People aren't just that disrobed in public. And so feeling groovy became the permission. It became the space in which people could experience this kind of like disrobing, this kind of like ecstatic groove. They could leave Chronos and they could move into Kairos. They could move into spaces in which life unfolded more like a magic carpet ride. They could turn off their minds, relax, and float downstream. It's a different experiential space altogether, bracketed off from strict chronometry that said that we are infinite. We smash our sense of separateness in temples of fragmentation in a form of electronic Buddhism. It was about unleashing the free, brave, reckless gods that live inside of us, as D.H. Lawrence said. And that's what feeling groovy is all about. That's what sacred derangement is all about. That deranged interval, like a Jimi Hendrix solo in which we say, "I will not take it anymore." Free your mind, friends. So yeah, that's feeling groovy. And I hope that you are feeling as groovy as I'm feeling. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Turn on, tune in, and drop out.